You are listening to the Obstructed View Podcast, presented by Beyond the Monster.
So you got a pretty good birthday present getting drafted on your birthday. Just take me through kind of that day and everything leading up to getting the call.
Yeah. Obviously with it being my birthday, I was fortunate enough to have some other family members in town. So just kind of just anxious all that morning. Talked with a couple teams on the phone earlier on before. And then, draft started. Just trying to put it up to God at that point. Just let it fall how it falls. So I was on the phone with actually my coach from Illinois. He helped me a lot through this whole process when the Pirates called, and fortunately enough, that it all worked out very well. So yeah.
Did you have a feeling it was going to be the Pirates kind of leading up to draft day?
A little bit. Obviously, you never really know. And so this is kind of it was a new process for me, this kind of whole experience. But I've been talking for the Pirates for a little bit now. I talked to them a little bit last year. And so I've talked with some of the regional scouts there for a while. It was definitely one of the teams I felt like had one of the better chances of taking me, and I've really grown to love the Pirates organization, what I've learned about them so far. So I'm really glad it was them.
Yeah. How excited are you as a catcher with the potential to catch guys like Skeens, Jared Jones, those guys who have made headlines last year?
I mean, that's definitely one of the huge upsides of the organization. The young talent, uh, the way that they've drafted and developed guys has been awesome. That's obviously one of the reasons that I really look forward to getting started. Obviously, as a catcher, having those arms is especially cooler because I hopefully get the opportunity to work with them at some point, and it's just looking forward to the future. So yeah.
Yeah, watching Skeens pitch, I think it's a splinter. I couldn't imagine being a catcher, you know, trying to handle that. But I guess probably something you'll never forget.
Yeah, definitely.
I saw you played it in the Cape Cod League. I grew up in Boston, so it's about a 2 hour drive for me.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
What was that experience like, playing against some of the top guys in college baseball?
It was unbelievable. It's always been my goal to play out in the Cape Cod League ever since I was, really started getting into like starting to realize that, playing college baseball is an opportunity for me. I, just always wanted to play on the Cape Cod League. I've always heard about it from my dad and from, older friends that played college ball. And so um when my coach from Illinois, he called me and asked me if that's something I want to do, I just jumped right at the opportunity. And it's exactly how they say it is. It's the best players in the country. Just there's everybody out there is just very good. They're all, it's a bunch of baseball guys who love the game. So just the knowledge that I got just from, talking to other guys, talking with other hitters, and especially from the pitching side too, just hearing how all those arms, how they think on the mound and how they prepare each day. It was just an unbelievable experience, and the weather and
Yeah.
the atmosphere out there is awesome too. So it was beautiful weather every day and you're right on the ocean. So it was awesome.
Did you get to explore a lot of the Cape while you were there?
I got to explore a pretty good amount. I think I played it either every other field, every field, or maybe 8 or 9 of them. I was there for 3 weeks, so I definitely got to see a lot of the other, Cape Cod League baseball team atmospheres. But I was able to get around a little bit to see some of the more touristy things, and saw a couple different beaches and some of the historic parts, and a lot of the downtown areas, especially in Hyannis. So yeah, it's beautiful.
Did you get to try lobster while you're out there? That's kind of whenever I go down, that's always one of my main things to do.
Yeah, I did. I might have had lobster almost every day. I definitely I'm a big seafood guy. So love food. So that was definitely one of the things I wanted to try out there. And yeah, it's very good.
Yeah. What's your go-to seafood?
Usually salmon. Salmon's usually the go-to. Yeah.
Good pick. What were your biggest takeaways from the Cape? Just after facing that competition, then going back and making improvements for for your college season.
I would just say that there's just a lot of the preparation aspects of it. I mean, especially when, looking at the arms, I think just reassured me that, you need to have an approach when you get in the box and things like that. And also just, an understanding of a pitcher on, more of a level than just baseball. I think that's one of the big challenges of playing, in summer baseball at any spot is you don't really know any of the guys. And especially from a catching standpoint, that makes it difficult because, at Illinois, I'm able to hang out with the pitchers off the field and things like that. And so I'm able to get an understanding. I can go out to the mound visit, calm them down, hype them up, things like that. And playing in summer ball and catching those guys, not only do I not really, know them on a personal level, but I also don't know how their stuff works and things like that, which makes it that much harder, especially when, you're out in the Cape Cod League and some of the guys are throwing mid to upper 90s with sink and with cut and things like that. So that part makes it difficult. So I think, even watching, just preparing from that aspect of watching their bullpens and things like that, just you can't take any time off there.
Yeah. Was there anyone you got to face batting wise or kind of catch that you came away really impressed with that you probably, wouldn't have faced having not playing in the Cape?
I mean, there's definitely a lot of those guys are, very good. I'm trying to think of one guy off the top of my head. I mean, there was let's see. There was an Arizona State guy that I caught on our team who was just, very good. Just kind of, yeah, I would say it doesn't look as, intimidating when you're, in the dugout and things like that. But once you get back there, once you get in the box, it was legit stuff and it moves a lot. So, I mean, I was one of the things I was surprised with is everybody that I caught on my team. It was just like, they could pitch. They could pitch at the Division I level and they could definitely do it at the professional level.
Yeah, definitely going to those games growing up was always like a highlight
Yeah.
for me, especially being like a 2-hour drive.
Yeah.
Yeah. So kind of going back to your last year of college, how you drove a career high 47 runs. I think your career high before that was 27 or 29. Was there more of an emphasis on kind of getting runs in the scoring position or kind of what led to, that increase this past year?
I think a lot of it was just putting an emphasis on putting the ball in play. Just give it an opportunity for just the other guys on base to score. I'd say a lot of it, was the leadoff hitter, Cal, and especially Chi when he was in the lineup in Illinois. So the 1-2, just they got on base a ton, and it just allowed me to put the ball in play and let them score. So I think, yeah, just putting the ball in play and just letting the other athletes on our team score. I think, all around, I did, it was a better year from that aspect too, but a lot of the guys in front of me had much better years and outstanding years. So that allowed for that.
Yeah. If you could pick one favorite memory from your time at Illinois, or two or a couple, what would be kind of some moments that really stand out to you looking back on your college career?
Definitely. This past year we won the Big Ten regular season. And so we clinched that at Purdue the last weekend. So that was an unbelievable weekend. Definitely one I'll never forget. So on Saturday it was the last weekend. So we played Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So game 2, Friday, it was a very close game. Purdue has a great atmosphere, so there's a lot of people there, especially a lot of Illinois fans, which is awesome because it's only about an hour away. So we close game back and forth, and we were able to come out on top. So that day clinched a share of the Big Ten regular season title, and then Saturday, game 3 of the series, we were able to get the outright one. So it was almost 2 celebrations that we had in that series, and so it was just awesome to see, to finally get that. Get on top of the Big Ten. Really cool experience especially with the guys that, I played with there for 3 years and started in that organization. Just awesome to see that, come to light and finally got that opportunity to be at the top. So that was definitely the coolest moment, that weekend, those couple games.
Did you ever grand slam in that series?
I did actually in game 2 to help, just help, get a bigger lead, to secure that Big Ten title. So that was an unbelievable experience. Yeah.
So I remember watching that game. I'm someone who I'll kind of pay attention to college baseball during the regular season, but once it gets more to, the conference championships and the college playoff, I'll watch obviously more than before. I remember watching that game. I was like, yeah, that's a pretty good way to win it right there.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Okay. If a Pirates fan was to ask, what type of catcher they're getting you, how would you describe your game to a fan that maybe not hasn't watched a lot of Illinois baseball the last couple of years?
I'd say you're getting a guy who, um, just controls the controllables. I guess, they can be sort of an overused saying, but I really think I put a strong emphasis on it, and I take pride in it. So you're going to get a guy who, yeah, like I said, I like to establish a relationship with the pitchers. Hopefully I become, or continue to be a pitcher's, catcher, as I get into the next level, do that sort of thing. You're getting 110% every play. So I'm going to, hustle down the line and back up plays to the first and things like that. So you're just getting, um, yeah, you're getting all the, you're going to get some of the physical attributes and things like that. This a lot of the stats you see, but you're going to get full effort in some of the stuff you don't see in the stat book.
Yeah. I feel like you're joining them at a pretty good time. There's probably more excitement around the franchise at the moment than I feel like there has been in the last couple of years.
Yeah,
Have you been to PNC or have you ever been to that ballpark?
I have. I was there it's a couple of years ago, and I was able to see a game there. It's beautiful. It's an absolutely awesome ballpark, and the views there are sweet. So yeah, looking forward to seeing it again.
Do you have a favorite MLB ballpark that you've been to?
Um, I'd say, that one's, I've been to a couple of them. I've been to a decent amount of them. PNC is definitely up there. Um, I'm a, I'm kind of I'm from Northern Illinois, so I've grown up a Cubs fan. So, I do like, I like Wrigley. Um, my name's Camden. I was, kind of partially named after, um, kind of the Orioles Park, just with growing up in a super baseball family. They like to just incorporate baseball names into there. So not necessarily named after that, but just kind of a motivator to get that name. And so I've always kind of liked that ballpark, but PNC has always been one I've really liked, and so I'm looking forward to just getting to see more of it.
Yeah. What are some of the other baseball names in your family?
So my older brother's Ty. So kind of connection to Ty Cobb there. Then my younger sister's Cal. So just kind of a connection to Cal Ripken. But yeah.
That's pretty good. Is there any kind of advice you've gone through your baseball career that's really stood out? It kind of helped you along to this point in your career?
I would just be consistent. You're gonna get a lot of different feedback and a lot of different advice from people, but at the end of the day, you have to stick with one of them. You have to, stick with one that you believe in, and one that allows you to be consistent. So, if you're constantly bouncing back and forth between certain things, or you're doing what you're only executing some of those things 3 to 5 days a week, it's not necessarily gonna, pan out, or if it does, it's gonna take longer. So, just being consistent with, um, your goals and the steps that you believe will get you to those goals 7 days a week. I think I think that's what really helped me, and I think that would help a lot of people.
Yeah. And when you're not on the diamond, what are some things, like to take your mind off baseball that you like doing?
I like to fish. That's a big thing. I grew up on a lake here in Northern Illinois, so just kind of anything on the water. So any sort of boating, any sort of going out on the wave runner, fishing, tubing, a lot of those different things. Just pretty much anything outdoor. So a lot of biking and yeah, just spending time outside.
What's the biggest thing that you've caught?
Fishing.
Yeah.
Um, I've got I'd say I've got a largemouth. It's probably close to double digits, probably not double digits, but yeah, probably around the 9 range. So just mostly bass fishing. That's really what I like to do. So I'd like to get a double digit at some point, but yeah.
I went fishing. I think I've been fishing like 3 times in my life. Just getting a couple bites for me. That's the accomplishment point I'm at when it comes to fishing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would also kind of if do you have a favorite stadium that you play at in college or kind of one that stands out?
How'd you say stadium?
Yeah, for when you were in college.
Um, Played a lot of cool ones. I guess I would say I played the Big Ten tournament is in Omaha. And so playing at it's now Charles Schwab Field in Omaha, where the College World Series that was pretty awesome. It's a unbelievable ballpark. And Omaha is such a cool town. The downtown area there is sweet. And being able to play in that ballpark, I think it was really cool. It's a great field, great atmosphere there. Obviously Big Ten tournament doesn't draw as many as the College World Series, but we can get a couple every now and then. And yeah, that was a really cool field.
That's a place I've always been. Me and my buddies always say every year we're gonna go down for the College World Series. We haven't yet, but that's kind of a stadium area I really want to see at some point.
Yeah, it's really cool, especially when the College World Series is there, with all the different tents and things outside. Yeah, it's an awesome atmosphere.
Get